Hey guys, Lee here from Stringfield Ridge Farms. I know we have a lot of videos with different herbs and wild medicinal plants and all that, and I'm going to show y'all a tree that has medicinal purposes. It is the sweet gum tree. It does have a cousin that is the black gum tree. If you want to know about it, check it out on Deep South Homestead. Danny does a real good video on it. It does have a lot of the same medicinal purposes as what the sweet gum does, except for the black gum does not get these balls on it. It gets berries on it. But this sweet gum, I'll pull a leaf off here. It kind of favors a maple leaf somewhat, but it doesn't quite favor it completely.
Looks more like a star, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of more of a star shape than anything. And in the fall, it will turn a real dark red or purple color. And the medicinal purposes of it is that it is anti-inflammatory. It also has an acid in it that is the same acid that they derive. There's a plant in China that they derive
Star Anise.
Yeah, Star Anise or something like that. That they derive this acid from that grows in China. And that is your main ingredient in Tamaflu, and that is what keeps the bacteria from reproducing. So if you're sick, if you take that, the acid blocks it from reproducing, so you may be sick, but it won't last as long. So, but these balls right here has seed pods in them, and if you get them while they're green, you can cut them up into quarters like I do, or you can smash them with a hammer and then put them into at least 100 proof alcohol, whether it be a pure grain or 100 proof vodka, any kind of clear alcohol that's at least 100 proof, and let it set and soak for at least 6 to 8 weeks to make a tincture out of it. You can take it once to twice a day, anywhere between a half teaspoon to a whole teaspoon if you feel like you're getting sick, or if you have the flu. It will cut your time down on it. It won't be nearly as bad. The bugs are horrible out here right now. Got mosquitoes that are fierce. That is a green ball. That is what you want. This is an old ball that fell down last year, and Legos and the dark ain't got nothing on them.
But those don't have the...
No, because the seeds are already gone.
So you can't use that.
No, you cannot use that. You have to have the green balls.
Because
that is what you want, because the seeds are still in it. Now, you can take, because the leaves have the same acid in it, you can boil them down, make a tea out of it, and use them the same way. Or you can strip some of the bark off, but you have to get down to the inner bark and scrape it off and make a tea out of it. It has the same acid also. So you can make a tea out of it, and it will still do the same thing too, if you did not make a tincture out of the balls or the seeds in the balls to have your homemade Tamaflu. if it was,
How long does it have to sit in the alcohol?
I just said 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
Is what I already said.
Okay.
But anyhow, that is a sweet gum tree, and so it does have that medicinal purposes. It is also a anti-inflammatory. It is also good for high blood pressure, and if it gets a cut on the bark, it will produce a resin, which is just a sap that comes out, and you can, if you have inflamed gums from abscess or anything like that, you can pick it off and chew it. It's kind of a bitter taste, but it does have the anti-inflammatory in it that would, help reduce pain and help the swelling go down. The Cherokee used to use it for making tea out of it to treat influenza. Yeah.
The flu.
Yeah, basically the flu is what. Well, I think that's what it is.
Now they just boiled down.
Yeah, the leaves or the inner bark
And
into
made
a tea, and they treated it for the flu.
Yeah.
And
But now what you're doing,
and a
what
few
you
years
done,
ago, there was a shortage of the acid from the plants that they was getting in
Star
China
Anise.
because, the Star Anise, because there was a shortage in them, and they actually used the sweet gum to take that place, and now they use a lot of the sweet gum in the Tamaflu.
but it only has about half of the
Yes,
acid.
it only has about half of what the Star Anise has, but it still does
works.
the same purpose.
This is just not as
it's
strong as the Star Anise, correct?
Right.
Okay, can you get a couple of balls and kind of show us what you do?
Yeah, I guess I can.
Grab a couple of balls there and show us what you cut them in half, and then
Well, I'm trying to find some. I've already about picked it clean.
there was two right there together. Where you picked that one?
Yeah, but what I do, I'll grab this piece of hickory right here. That's hickory. Tell you hickory.
That there's hickory, huh?
Yeah, that's hickory.
Okay, and what are you doing?
What I do is I cut the balls in half, and as you can see, there are seeds in there, and you can smell it. But the browner they are, the more fertile they are. So if you can get them greener, they don't have quite as much of the acid either as what these that aren't brown has. So right now we're close to the end of the growing season before they start.
Get them now.
Yes, if you're wanting to do this year, you need to do it now, because if not, they're fixing to be gone.
And you would just
And then
put a bunch of those in a jar.
I put a bunch of these into a jar, and you need to wash them before you do this. I make sure I wash any kind of wild plants.
Boy, you can sure smell it.
Yes, you can.
Has a very strong medicinal smell.
Yes, it does. But I just wash them up, cut them up like that, and then I just start packing them into a jar. And once you get them packed in there good, just make sure you cover it about that far over top with your alcohol. Put a lid on there, just snug it up like you would with any other tincture. Stick it in a cool, dark area, 6 to 8 weeks. Strain it off. After you strain it off, bottle it up, And like I said, just take between a half teaspoon to a teaspoon full once to twice a day.
As soon as you feel a little
If
cold
you feel
coming
like
off,
you're coming down with a cold or
or flu or
possibly
anything.
the flu, anything like that, I mean, even if you're not coming down with it, it's not going to hurt you none.
But the sooner you start
But
taking
exactly,
it with a cold,
then
the
that
sooner
will
it's
definitely
gonna kick
cut,
in. And
cut it completely down even more. Okay guys, that there is what I have of the sweet gum after I cut it up, stuck it in the jar. As you can see, it's all quartered up in there. And then I filled the jar up with the alcohol, put the lid on it. This has been going for 5 to 6 days, something like that. And as you can see, it's already starting to kind of turn the alcohol a little bit. The green is starting to leave the ball some. They're starting to turn kind of a yellowish brown looking color. But we will keep this back there and let it go for at least another 5 to 7 weeks. And then, like I said, we'll strain it and put it in a bottle by itself. And comment, subscribe, and God bless.
okay.